We are playing with the lights here at an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas. I have a lamp that I am messing with over here. And we watch the camera try to compensate. Maybe, maybe not. So that's this side. This side is now dim, which means I move this lamp over here. I'm adjusting the lighting by just shoving lamps around. Eventually, we will have real lighting here. Eventually, one day. Could be soon. Hey. Good, you're here. Thank God you're here. I have an audience. Today's show is going to be, just as it says up above my head, increasingly stupid as the show goes on. We're going to start with a song that's fairly goofy, and we are just going to nosedive directly into the big bucket of dumb for the rest of the, as the show progresses. I'm going to screw around with these lights just one more moment here, using my highly technical means of doing so, which is to say, shoving a lamp around with the neck of my ukulele, and then watching the camera try to cope with it. Hey, Teppo! This isn't bad. I will eventually be getting something like some LED lights, because right now I've got two big OttLight lamps that are basically compact fluorescents, so I get a lot of afterburn in the retinas after the shows here. And the thing behind me, over here, that thing is eventually going to go over there. There, I'm pointing off camera, to support things, and much of my infrastructure will be bolted to it. That's all of that business. You all are here for the show, and I'm here for the show too, so let's just wander into that first song, shall we? This is the least goofy song I'm doing today. That's a warning. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got browner sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. And he wanders around in a loincloth or one of them doublet suits. He stands out in the crowd. Maybe you've seen him. If you've been to a Renaissance fair, I don't doubt you have. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. For he always sings and chuckles as he goes about the town. And he always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. Distinctive. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He is a unique individual, no one else can compare. Don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. You can hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. Like a herd of reindeer wrapped in burlap. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest guy in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my bud in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? Pirate! With pointy ears. Elf pirate. And gossamer wings. Fairy elf pirate. And a kilt. Scottish fairy elf pirate. And horns. Demon, Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs. Vampire, Scottish, demon, fairy elf pirate. And a foxtail. Nobody knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we've never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute. I'm talking about you. I guess I'll end this song. There we go, and that's the one. That's that song right there. One of the things I'm noticing about this current rig here is, with all the lights kind of forcibly placed where they are, is that if I move around too much, the camera can't figure out how to focus on me, which is alright because it maintains the same low amateurish standards that got us here in the first place. Let me take this out from around my neck because I am not taking phone calls anymore. Part of my day job involves taking phone calls from highly trained engineers who are trying to break the technology that we have given them. And then at the end of the day, I usually drive home. But because we are in a pandemic situation, I am in fact here at home already, which is why this is the Non-Commute Show. Now, as I said, this show will be getting increasingly stupid as the show wears along. Friend from Faire is a song I wrote about a year ago, and I unleashed it on a few people at Scarborough, and they kind of liked it. And then I learned how to actually play in a way that was conducive to the song, so that's coming along nicely. The next song I'm gonna do is another original. All the songs I'm doing today are original, by the way. I should warn you about that. So if you were hoping for some covers, you are bound to be mildly disappointed. But then again, I won't be mangling them. So yeah, this next one is a traditional steampunk airship pirate sock stealing sea shanty in the traditional mode that I wrote and debuted at Steampunk November last year. And hopefully I will have a chance to perform it again in the years to come. Hey, Gary, I did not say hi, but I wanted to make sure to say hi and tell your lovely lady hi as well. This one starts in A minor. It's a very piratey key. Arr. It started originally in A major. Not a piratey key. Hey, arr. Hey, arr. Hey. No, that's not the song. I'm not stalling. Come, listen to me, tell me hearties, heed well to make call. We'll launch our ships, and stealthily we'll glide over the wall. We'll land as soft as feathers, and we'll deftly pick their locks. We'll pounce upon our prey, me boys, and then we'll steal their socks. So pirates and dirigibles, the sky be where we roam, just looking for a decent pair without a holy toe. So pirates of the clouds, me boys, the air be where we roam. We'd all turn on as sailors if we just could make our own. The city watch, they know our ship, each one does know our names. They stalk down us poor sailors, and upon us heap their shame. We'll ransack every port in town, for hosiery we adore. 'Tis not so much a fetish, more a way of keeping score. So pirates and dirigibles, the sky be where we roam, just looking for a decent pair without a holy toe. So pirates of the clouds, me boy, the air be where we roam. We'd all turn on as sailors if we just could make our own. We'd almost had our fill, me lads, but we made one stop more. Accosted a fair maiden coming out of the yarn store. This plucky lass, she was quite brave, she did not flinch a bit. She glared us down defiantly and taught us how to knit. Oh, really? Ain't that hard. Just have to keep track of the stitches. Crochet is actually much more complicated. So pirates of the clouds no more, no longer do we roam. We've all turned on to sailors who know how to turn a toe. So pirates of the sky no more, we've settled down at home. We've all turned on to sailors now that we can make our own. Yeah. See, I told you, this is not, this show will become increasingly stupid as it progresses. And we have fallen out of, oh, look at that. We are blurry as heck. Focus. Focus, Grasshopper. Focus. See, it's not really a Troubadork show without some kind of technical falderall. I will attempt to fix this, maybe. We'll see. Live technical support as we speak, configuring the video, going into the focus, sharpness, camera. Do the thing, do the thing, do the thing! Focus. Focus. Oh! There's a slidey thing. If I put it on autofocus, it'll mess itself up more. Yeah, not bad. We're still doing it. McSmiley is watching, McSmiley is watching now from the depths of Twitch.tv. And McSmiley is my part-time technical consultant. He got me onto OBS, which is what I'm using to broadcast this show, as a matter of fact. And a number of other things. And eventually we will... Once we get this thing over here installed over there and get all the technology mounted on it, then we can worry about lights and stuff and shelves and things like that. Next song is, like I said, this show is going to get increasingly dumb as it progresses. That's 2 songs down, 2 to go. This next song is pretty darn dumb. It is, in fact, sufficiently dumb that this was actually inspired by, I think it was a Discord chat, maybe, about Buckminster Fuller. You know you're headed into weird territory when you're inspired to do a song by Buckminster Fuller. And if you don't know who Buckminster Fuller is, after the show, use the internet you're currently using to watch me to go look him up. Fascinating guy. Came up with an amazing number of things, including the general principle behind creating what we now like to think of as buckyballs, and what them their jungle gyms, those big dome-shaped jungle gyms, geodesic domes. And that is, in fact, the title of the 3rd song. And I've been trying to figure out if this is more of like an early Doors or a later Doors, or just, you know, or maybe even Pearl Jam on a really bad day. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I had to remember how to play it. Geodesic Dome, it's my Geodesic Dome. The only place where I can call home is my Geodesic Dome. Geodesic Dome, it's my Geodesic Dome. Made out of nifty extruded foam, it's my Geodesic Dome. I got a domicile made of hexagonal tiles. My moat's filled with crocodiles, but don't worry, they're inflatable. Geodesic Dome, it's my Geodesic Dome. Probably won't get sung by Joey Fatone, it's my Geodesic Dome. Geodesic Dome, Geodesic Dome, Geodesic Dome, Geodesic. Real hard to do harmonies when you're all alone, it's my Geodesic Dome. But it didn't mess up the strumming! Geodesic Dome, it's my Geodesic Dome. Without the music, this would be a poem, it's my Geodesic Dome. Geodesic Dome, it's my Geodesic Dome. At the end of this verse, we're gonna take it home with my Geodesic Dome. I I did warn you that this was going to get increasingly dumb as we progressed. And we are now, I must warn you, coming very close to the last song in the set. Now, I'm going to reach over here. I am now at this weird, where I have to figure out my camera, my focal distance. And I don't want to move the camera at this point because it would be like behind the monitors, but peeking out from over at like Kilroy. And I don't want to do that live because we already had enough technical foo-for-all in this show. It is not the proper Troubadork show without some technical foo-for-all. But the next song and the last song on this set is arguably the dumbest thing I have written so far. So far. Is it progress or is it regress? I don't know, but whether it's progress or regress, I just hope you're not looking for the egress. And that's, see, I'm a banter-based life form after all. Fernando. If you've seen the show in the past couple of weeks, you know what that reference is for. And if not, you're going to have to come back next week. Speaking of next week, speaking of the coming weeks, this is show number 92. There are 7 more shows, and then I do show 100, which is going to be really something. Quick aside here, Teppo. Facebook has a built-in 30-second delay on its feeds. So everything that I'm seeing and I'm doing, the comments that are coming in are actually coming in live in the comments section on Facebook, but the feed you're seeing is what OBS, my studio thing, is feeding back. So there's like 30 seconds of lag time there. So I am actually reacting to your comments as soon as they pop up. It's Facebook. There is no good way to get around that. Twitch doesn't have that. I don't think YouTube does either. If it does, it's much smaller. Yeah, same with Twitch. Okay, so Twitch is the same way. Because they're trying very hard to... It's like the old radio... For those of us who are this old, it's the old 7-second delay on radios where there was somebody there ready to hit a mute button if somebody said something really bad or promoted a product. Yep, not as long. But then again, none of us are paying... Well, some of you are paying for this now that I think about it. Some of you are all actually putting money into this. All right, enough babbling. Let's get on to the dumbest song I have written so far. And it's because I saw on Facebook someone had done what many of us do when we get slabs of cheese as a snack, and we kind of arranged them into... They made a Stonehenge out of cheese. They made CHEESEHENGE. And this inspired a song, which I will not apologize for at all. It is absolutely the dumbest song I have ever written. And it is, in fact, so dumb that when I was trying to figure out how to perform this song, the only way I could justify performing it... And again, this is another one of those references, and if you're a 70s rock music nerd, or you are in fact that old, you will understand what I mean when I say that I am going to be performing it in the style, and in fact with a different instrument, because this one requires me to bring out the baritone here. Make sure it's tuned. In the style of Neil Diamond. Now, not happy, wholesome, heartwarming, post-jazz singer, E.T. the Extraterrestrial, turn on your heart light, Neil Diamond. Oh no. Totally bonkers, long-haired, denim-clad, 3-hour show, so bloody in low Earth orbit that Joe Walsh actually has to look up to see him. So probably stoned that he has to go duck hunting with a rake, Neil Diamond. I do not have a cheese hat, Teppo. Some people may say that this is a terrible, terrible lack. And I will say, well, you know, a man can have... I gotta build my silly hats as we go. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because I have to kind of sit back a little bit from the screen. Oh, geez, that's not going to work. I have to be able to read the entire song. I have to be able to see the song itself. So 14. Nope, I guess we're just going to... Oh, I see. I know what I'm going to do. Once again, here we are. Just figure this one out, huh? All right, we'll just go back to the original size, and I will do the formatting. Reformatting for the next time I do this doofy song, as it is truly a bonkers tune. Performed in the mode of totally out there Neil Diamond in the 1970s. So imagine, if you will, that you are at a rock concert, and it is Neil Diamond, and it is like hour 2.5 of, or hour 3 of his 4-hour show, and no one is sober. No one. Cheesehenge, it's like Stonehenge but made of cheese. The construction was quite a breeze. Majestic in its pasteurized glory, generations all tell the story of the henge made of cheese. Erected by the ancient Welsh, yeah, they really couldn't help themselves. Towers, spires of Wensleydale, their faith and engineering would prevail. Cheesehenge, it's a henge but made of cheese, and it stood higher than the trees. Majestic in its pasteurized glory, generations all tell the story of the henge made of cheese. Who knows why they built this thing? Did they turn carpets around it and sing? How this dairy stuff lasts so long? Well, just wonder about it in song. Cheesehenge, it's a henge but made of cheese, and it swayed slightly in the breeze. Majestic in its pasteurized glory, generations all tell the story of the henge made of cheese. Standing in delicious awe, take a selfie to send to my mom. In the woods by a distant stream, you're gonna smell it before it's seen. Everybody! Cheesehenge, it's a henge but made of cheese. The construction was quite a breeze, and I put my guitar out of tune. Majestic in its pasteurized glory, generations all tell the story of the henge made of cheese. Cheesehenge, blackout, pyro, end of the show. Thank you for coming. Good night. Whew. Wow. Honestly, my thingy tells me that there are 7 people watching, which is about par for the course. Now this, once again, this song is so dumb, this actually blew out. I've dropped from a D to a C sharp during the song. It was so dumb that it detuned my instrument. That was Cheesehenge, and I'm proud and kind of ashamed of it, frankly. There are a lot of people that catch this in reruns because I am performing this at what would be considered to be kind of an unusual time, 4:30 to 5 o'clock. A lot of people work until 5. A lot of people are on the West Coast who pay attention to this stuff, and they catch it later. Whew, that wasn't really that bad. Yeah. You know, detuning it a half step is a little weird, but that's one of the reasons why I actually have another instrument on order. And it's trapped in Chicago right now because it came from China. And it is theoretically going to show up eventually. Yeah, the tuning went out. That's not the auto. That's not the auto detuning uke. That is that's the auto. Yeah, that is the auto detuning baritone. See, that's that. I really needed that low end though for that song. That was just like you're not. That's not a light happy tune. That's like kind of deranged stuff. But you have now heard CHEESEHENGE. I will doubtless do it again. But we'll have to make arrangements so that Amy is nowhere on this floor when I do it. She actually very deliberately decided today was the day she was going to go downstairs and wash her hair and take a bath. So she wouldn't have to hear that. Because it's really stupid. Let's be completely honest with you about this. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me today. Let's do a little bit of mercenary behavior and talk about the tip jar over here. I'm hiding behind it this time. And that's... PayPal.com/theadequate. Robert, Rick, and Emily and Miranda have all dropped a couple of bucks in the bucket for that, for more long-term commitment to supporting adequacy in our lifetime. Or if you know someone with lots of money and low standards, that's very important. You can go to Patreon.com/theadequate, as Stephen and Rob and Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorene all have. The $2 a month level is actually the cheapest advertising budget ever. And what that also means is that anything you want me to promote, a product, a service, what have you, goes dragging along here. And it's like that. Carpe Diem Comics is, of course, the official emotional support comic shop of Tobias the Adequate, the Troubadork Show, and all of that goodness. You can find them physically in McKinney, Texas, or at, here it comes, Carpe Diem Comics Online.square.site. And for those of you keeping track, a shadow of Carpe Diem Comics is responsible for the 43rd, goddammit, Laguerre incident in 2020. Well, he will tell you that I am responsible for it, but he said it, so there's that. The archives, ow my eye, are over here at Facebook.com/Tobias the Adequate and Twitch.tv/Tobias the Adequate. YouTube.com/MPLEGARE has just been, thank you, Teppo, have just been updated up to yesterday, so I will be able to put this one in there today, and then you'll have a full playlist as well. The Internet Famous Project is something I'm working on, and it's kind of basing it off of YouTube, Facebook rather. Drop me a IM if you're interested in going to the group for that. Basically, I'm taking Internet Famous, breaking it up into a bunch of little bits. Everybody does a little quick video of like a quarter of a line, interpreting it as ever they want, and then send it to me, and then we'll put it all together, and we will do it. Okay, McSmiley and Teppo, you two should actually meet and hang out, because your senses of humor are very similar. It's true. It's very true. Oh, God, it's getting worse. Oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me. Ha! Did it. So there. That's right. I mean it. Oh, my gosh. This has been fun. Thank y'all for hanging out with me again. We will do this again on Monday. And I will be doing orientation at the day job. We have some interns that we are going to be running past people. Getting them all set up because we have the semi-annual running of the interns. We rotate through them about 6 to 8 months. Although right now it's all kind of drawn out gradually. It's like, here's an intern, there's an intern, everywhere is an intern. Old McDonald's had an intern. Yeah, never mind. Like I said, it was going to get dumber and dumber as we went, and I think we have achieved our goal. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me. Show 100 will be September the 10th, which is a Thursday. That's going to be at 5 o'clock rather than 4:30, and it's going to be at least an hour. And I'm taking the next Friday out. I'm taking the Friday after that off. So it doesn't matter how long we go. We'll just go until, the prisoner confesses. Oof. Oh, my goodness me. And now that we've started talking about gallbladders, this is probably the best time we could possibly choose to wrap it up. So thank y'all for hanging out with me once again. Keep sharing the tapes. Share this with anybody you want to. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. It will confuse them. I've been Tobias the Adequate. You've been fantastic. And thank you once again for encouraging my behavior. And yeah, if y'all raid from some other Twitch feed, I do a bonus track. That's a